So that worked out well. You can always tell when you get somebody on the other side and they're like, okay, this guy kind of knows what he's talking about. He's not just calling it with nonsense. Yes, I've got the Mac ID. I know where it's at on the modem. Yes, I know what that is. I know what I'm doing here. Can you please ship me a modem? So I think they're going to ship me one faster than that Wednesday deadline.
You're just messing with this one for now and then taking it back as soon as.
Oh yeah. So he was like, when you get your new one in, put your old one in the coffin and send it back. Go to UPS or something. He's like, take that other modem back to Walmart. I'm like, how'd you know I went to Walmart? I don't think I mentioned this. He just knew. He just knew. Oh God. We're live. Cesar says clothing is required. Do we have Renee yet? I don't see Renee. Did you get one in with Russell today, Brant?
No, I'd been working out in the yard all morning.
Gotcha.
And when I had texted you, I had come in, I had showered, I sat down, ate something real quick, saw what time it was. I was like, I still have to go to the grocery store, but let me see if he wants to Warzone. As soon as you were like, yeah, I'm busy, I kind of had a sigh of relief and then still wound up. I made my grocery list and still was just so drained from being out.
You didn't go back out?
Outside. No, it was so damn hot. I did eventually go to the store, but
you just needed a break at that time.
I just needed to lay down and chill for a second.
Cesar, the Eternal Sonatas came in today. Very pleased.
Now have
the definitive
RBG of Chopin.
The definitive Eternal Sonatas, as Chopin has fever dreams at the end of his life.
Well, good thing about the Eternal one, it's never ending. You never need another one.
As my coworker said, as he was playing Chopin music videos on YouTube as a test in a room, he's overrated.
That was his hot take.
Yeah, I was like, man, that was rough, dude.
I remember one summer of piano camp, we focused on his works. But I don't remember much from it. My piano teacher did have a harpsichord, and I always thought that was cool as shit. She would play it. We never played it because it was expensive, but she had an actual harpsichord, which sounded amazing. For one of those, I don't think it was Chopin, but I did. My dad was a swim coach, and I had a swim cap, and I put cotton balls over it for the wig. Might have been Mozart, but I made a wig for my composer that I had to do for piano camp. This one time at piano camp.
Oh.
What's wrong with piano camp, Brant? Are you judging me?
I don't think I've ever went to a musical instrument camp.
Oh, I think.
Where's that piano going, Richard?
I think it's Call of Duty.
I saw that.
Nowhere. That was obvious.
What crevasse is?
Wasn't that obvious?
The piano going in.
I thought you meant what I learned, my use of the piano. And I can read some music and I can whistle along with most of it. All right. Sorry, folks. We'll get going shortly. It's administrative crap. Just chatting. 27 million followers. So do 27 million people get notified that we're now doing just chatting?
Sure.
Be nice, right?
Let's hope so.
So if you wanted to be.
That would be convenient. All right, we're good on that one. And then switch over. Yes. I don't think we ever have to do anything with YouTube. What does YouTube say we're... Cesar, do you have the YouTube feed pulled up?
Yeah, it says we're playing harpsichord right now.
I'm okay with the harpsichord playing.
It's up there. Nobody's there, though. It's just me by myself.
It just says powered by Restream. I guess that one never says anything.
Hitoride. That's all it says.
Oh, damn.
Harpsichord. Harpsichord hero. All right, we're good. Whew, you guys ready? Let's knock this thing out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 268 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game podcast. Tonight, Steam now selling refurbished Steam Decks. PS5 cloud streaming in beta going live. THQ Digital Showcase. Pokemon Presents, ? What are they presenting? And we have your August PlayStation Extra and Premium games. I'm one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
Yep, I'm one of the other ones.
Yep. And rounding up our collective non-winning Call of Duty ways, Cesar Concepcion II. Resident Page Master, Lore Master, and guaranteed top 10 Warzone finisher.
Just never winning.
No. And I think yesterday we had like a 16th or 17th, something stupid.
Yeah.
Damn.
All I do is lose no matter what.
It's so streaky, man. We got those 3. Well, I guess that was Russell and Robbie and I last weekend, and y'all got 2. But it's like, man, it's been streaky as hell recently. Speaking of good streaks, this comes from Chris Scullion at VideoGamesChronicle.com. GameStop is doing the same thing, so maybe they'll touch on that. Valve is now selling refurbished Steam Decks at discounts of up to $130. Each handheld is thoroughly tested to the same high standards, quote, as new units. As with other companies that sell refurbished goods, a refurbished Steam Deck is a unit that can no longer be sold as new for a variety of reasons. For example, they may have been purchased and opened, but then returned, thereby making them secondhand. Because the device is technically no longer brand new, refurbished devices are usually cheaper than new retail units. This is also the case with Valve's refurbished Steam Decks. Who else has done this officially? I know Apple does. You can buy iPhones and iPads and iMacs and that sort of thing they're basically brand new. I've bought those before. And Nintendo, I feel like Nintendo for a while did official refurbished products.
They did.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought it's been about a year and a half now, but the 3DS XL. Bought a refurbished one.
And that's probably a good return on investment at this point, based off of what you paid for it, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Sony has. I've bought a refurb PS2, but that was some GameSlop special. Don't know about Xbox stuff. Officially refurbished.
Never seen them officially anywhere.
Yeah. All right, what sort of discount does that get you? The company's selling refurbished models for the following prices. The 64 gig model is $319 instead of $399. The 256 gig model, which I think is the one we all got, is $419 instead of $529. And the 512 gig model is $519 instead of $649. That brought that even closer. That's not too bad for the 512 gig refurb. According to the new Steam Deck refurbished page on the Steam store, each certified refurbished Steam Deck has been thoroughly tested to the same high standards, blah, 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 100 tests. Controller inputs, audio system, screen internals, battery health is also assessed to ensure proper functionality and longevity. All refurbed Steam Decks bought from Valve include the standard 1-year warranty, unless the laws in the user's country require a longer one, a refurb power supply, carrying case, and a quick start guide. There's my limit break foot ad. Valve has spoken openly about potential future iterations of the machine, blah, blah, blah. Famitsu interview. Steam Deck developer stated that battery life was the main thing Valve wanted to improve in the next iteration. So nothing about the GameStop stuff. But they are at GameStops. Only for pro members, right? Or was that just at launch? I feel like what I saw surrounding it was, here's the price for Pro members, and
I don't remember that.
I saw it going up, but no, I didn't pay attention to it. To be
yeah,
honest.
all of us being Steam Deck owners, we not really scoping out. I did send the deal. No, the GameStop one was 308. The 64 gig was 308. I sent that to friend of the show Robbie and friend of the show Russell to try to gauge their
Any
interest
takers?
level. Nope, nobody was interested. None whatsoever.
Hey, the summer sale stuff was almost in line with this.
Yeah.
They were cheap.
That was a really good deal. Valve has really seemed to lean into the take a hit on the razor to sell the razor blades thing with their. I mean, their economy's beautiful on on Steam. They get 30% of sales. Was that right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's all digital distribution, so you're not worried about packaging them up and shipping them off and insuring them and paying for retail space. And I mean, that starts looking more and more enticing. Oh, Thinking Inside the Box is here. Welcome. I can't remember the name exactly, but this person runs a fantastic Xbox podcast and show where they do a game club type format, but like super thorough. They play through the game. Like I was watching some of the Men of Valor playthrough, and the game was not as good as. I'm watching this and it's on my shelf, and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not playing this. A lot of aggravating checkpoints, and just first-person shooters have come a long way since Men of Valor on the PS2 and Xbox. But then their episode will be like 2 hours of content of background development, music, publisher, release dates. Is fantastic. They're excellent deep dives, and they're also collectors of the. Remember the strategy guides for the original Xbox? The Primo ones had like the green spines. It was like a special. I think that's how I found this account. Is on the strategy guide subreddit. They had a complete collection of the Xbox ones, and it was just beautiful. Looking at all the green spines. I mean, but you also have to get the crappy game guides to complete the collection, just like anything else, right? Yeah, thanks for the shout out. You made good stuff. Thanks for stopping by. Men of Valor was a good one. I just recently bought, and you're still on the show with us, but Mission Impossible. I didn't have that, and I had it in my eBay.
Oh,
I had it on my eBay list forever, and then I saw it was like $6 on my. It popped up. I was like, I was like, that's.
You watching the movies now?
No, and apparently, I also listened to another podcast where this was one of the first games that the host or the guest had co-developed. And they had no access to the Mission Impossible script or anything, and they couldn't use Tom Cruise's likeness, so it had like no Tom Cruise in there. And they ended up towards the end of development, they ended up calling the who owns that IP, Cesar? Do you remember like at the movies? Is it a Paramount one? They called them and they were like, "Oh, sure, you're developing the game. Yeah, we'll send you the script." And their boss was like, "How did you get this? We're not supposed to have this." It was a whole ordeal for them, but that was a pretty good, interesting story in there. Over 300 strong, Thinking Inside the Box says, so I'm guessing that's the strategy guides, but that's pretty impressive collection.
I have nowhere near any of that. So
not for the original Xbox. I might have like Black and.
I don't even think I have 300. Period. So.
I might have 300. Panzer Dragoon, Orda, Fable.
Brant might.
Brant might. You can't count 300 copies a day is gone, though. Did that get a strategy guide? Or was that...
I don't know.
That was past the heyday of strategy guides.
I mean, no, because if it did, Brant would have it.
Yeah, we don't get guides anymore.
Yeah. Last one I bought was the Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep. Yeah, thanks again for stopping by. It was a good sidebar there. Next up, Brant, you want to grab this one?
Yes, I will.
I still want to try this because I've had good luck with the PS3 stuff.
Brant's still on the.
I'm looking for this.
No, don't. All right, I'll grab it. PS5's.
No, it's okay. I got it.
Man, if you're looking, I'm like that. My brain will be focused on it. I'll have to go check it out.
Richard, let him put it in the cart. Give him time.
I'm not finding one. It's taking me to walkthroughs from websites. So Sony's streaming. Of course, this is the streaming portion that they're going to be adding to the PlayStation Premium service. When it fully rolls out, it's rolling out in beta to random PSN users. I don't know exactly how you get on that list or get greenlit for that.
But I did get it, and I have played it, so.
Oh, Cesar.
Are you on like the alpha? Like I saw Xbox's tiers like Alpha Ring and then Alpha Ring Early Insider. It's like how do you get more alpha than alpha?
I randomly got a email from them like, hey, here's a beta and here's early access to cloud streaming or whatever it was. So.
This is, of course, going to include PS5 titles, stuff in the PS Plus game catalog, game trials. According to some of the users that are already getting the beta, they're offering several different resolutions, including 720p, 1080p,
yes,
1440p, and 4K.
Oh.
So this will be the first cloud. I don't know if this is technically what did Google's target? Because I don't even remember if they targeted 4K.
I don't think so.
I think they eventually got there, didn't they? In some games.
Stadia,
Stadia looked great, but I was playing on a plasma when I was playing like PUBG and stuff. So that takes out some of the issues that you normally would have seen in an image quality like that. I don't know.
But of course, they note that xCloud still doesn't offer a 4K option.
Is that in the press release of the beta that they're specifically pointing out xCloud, or is that in the comments?
No, that's in the article.
Okay.
It's just, their direct competitor,
right.
Xbox's xCloud does not yet offer a 4K option.
No, but remember, Xbox is quick to point out, like, that's not a lucrative model. We're not sure about the streaming thing. It's not that great. It costs too much to do it.
And yeah, it just looks like...
Any other features?
So, they're just going on to talk about, this is going to allow the premium members to jump in and out of games easier without having to worry about downloads, and so playing faster, plus adding cloud streaming capability for PS5 titles in addition to the PS3, PS4 stuff, classics.
The PS3 stuff has worked fine in my experience. Like I was playing Sly Cooper and...
The PS3 stuff wasn't bad when I was messing with it. So. And
Cesar's been saying that since it was PlayStation Now, that it was... I mean, he didn't know if it was his connection environment or what, but he said it was played really well.
Yeah, you just had to deal with that Vaseline smear on some of those games.
Yeah, but if they're doing resolution fix on some of these... I just want to see that server farm full of PS3 guts in it. Take me to that.
I don't know. I mean, I installed the beta for that and I played a little bit of it, but I don't think I've fucked around with the 4K options and all that. I mean, I did stream a couple of PS4 games. Like, I think Final Fantasy X was one of them. I streamed that for a little bit. But I mean, it was pretty quick. I mean, I don't know if it's any faster than this. So
this is similar to, for the uninformed, is this like... So a Game Pass user can pull up Game Pass stuff and just hit like launch, right? They don't have to download Gears of War Ultimate Edition. They can just jump straight into the game streaming from the server farm. Is that similar to this? Is that what this is?
So when you pull up in the menu, if I have the game installed, it says you can play it installed, and then you go to the right, it has a little PlayStation Plus with a cloud on there. And you can click on it and hit stream. And it's very similar to PlayStation Now. It just puts you in a quay, and then it just loads you up into a game. So, I mean, it's like you're in the quay, so like it's like, please properly close the game. It's the same. It's very similar to PlayStation Now. So I'm like, don't leave your quay going.
I saw today.
Let other people play.
Cesar's, of course, meaning Q, and I saw today that Q is appropriately named because it just is the word says its name. It's the letter at the very beginning, and then it's a whole bunch of letters behind that just standing in a line. join the queue. Join the quay.
I'm calling it quay, man.
You're jumping in the quay?
And all the words. Pronouncing all
the
the words.
QUE. Jump in the quay.
Way.
What are we jumping in a quay for? What would you get in the longest line to play?
In the swimming pool.
Just a pool? Not even like a game? Just a real life pool?
Yeah. A real life pool, you know, fucking
Like
hot
a
it is?
slide?
Oh,
Yes, it's hot as fuck.
I would wait to get.
I would say Cesar's answer used to be Crusader of Sinti, but since we've picked up the Sinti flag and carried it around, they've released it on everything possible. We got a Genesis Mini. It's in the Nintendo Online service.
I mean, the only thing left that I would be pleased if they actually do the Lunar games. I'll be
Getting a
happy.
quay for some Lunarage.
Yeah, I'll play some Lunar.
I don't have, this may be a stretch, but I don't have a pinball machine. I would get in a quay to play a pinball machine because that's something totally outside of what I normally have access to. You have to physically, but they say some of those pinball tables and stuff are really good, like the digital ones. But there's something tangible about the physical, like hearing the board go off and tapping the buttons on the side and watching the thing. It's almost like losing in Warzone as you watch the ball just helplessly fall right down the middle and you have no chance.
That way you can suck in real
Yes.
life. Yeah. It's more fulfilling than sucking on a digital board. Like, whatever, I'll reset you later.
All right, we're choosing violence here. Thinking Inside the Box says minis suck. Emulation, OG hardware, or bust. How do we feel?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the minis, though. I like the little convenient thing we can carry around and look at on the shelf.
The novelty thing, yes.
As a novelty. Is that our official answer?
I've bought all the minis, but if I'm playing something, I am going to either emulate it on the Steam Deck or I'm just booting it up on the actual hardware behind me.
Yeah, unless it's like the Lunar, like the Sega CD Lunar on that mini I bought. It's easier for me to fire that up on there. So
The convenience. Yeah. And I'll add at launch.
I'll queue up image burn is what I'll do for a lunar.
Throw in some bin files.
Yep.
Throw in some CDI files for Dreamcast. No, I will point out too. I don't mind supporting the minis. I think they're pretty cool collections of things, but they were a value proposition when they came out. I don't think they are on the secondhand market anymore. I would not propose that as a solution for anyone over. And you're getting a cherry-picked list. I mean, there's a point there. It's acceptable for recreation, sure, but don't be all about it. LOL. Exactly. You're not getting the entire library. You're not getting every title. You're not getting a best representation of.
Unless you mod it.
There you go. Or do that. Or just stay away from the PlayStation 1 completely unless you get the crack pack or the meth pack.
Put on your eye patch and your pirate hat.
The PlayStation, PlayStation Classic is good if you get the drug pack.
The drug packs. Yeah, Thinking Inside the Box says prices now are such BS. They're pretty crazy for those little consoles. So it just became another pissing contest with collectors and hoarders and such and resellers.
Yeah, just like your NBA ballers.
That is the most ridiculous one of all. So this speaks directly to our special guest that's in the chat with us. Are you aware of the NBA Ballers Platinum phenomenon on $3,000 on eBay and stupid stuff like that just because it's NBA Ballers?
Platinum edition.
They're saying that might be it might be slightly behind us. That might be for sailing the high seas for piracy, or it could be aggravation over the price of NBA Ballers Platinum hits. Damn it, Cesar.
Hey man,
It always comes back to NBA Ballers Platinum hits.
it's your Achilles heel, man.
I'll never own it. It's not gonna bother me. I actually don't even have the vanilla NBA Ballers. I would get that one. It's actually what I'm hunting with. That one is the soundtrack CD. That one and NBA Ballers Phenom both came with soundtrack CDs. So those to me are the ones to get. I don't care about having the 20,000 release platinum hits or whatever. Yeah, they said that. Yeah, that edition is ridiculous. So stupid. All right, is there anything more on the PlayStation Plus game trials, catalog, streaming stuff? It applies to the catalog and the Plus is what I was mentioning.
It's not enough to make me jump back to premium.
It's only on premium?
It's only on premium.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like Cesar said, it's, or like we were even talking about, it's just beta right now.
Yeah.
It's not a full rollout.
Aggressive plans. Sony previously said it's gearing up with aggressive plans in the cloud gaming space. And yet their handheld is only going to stream locally, from what we've heard. How aggressive is that?
Super aggressive.
We believe in this. You just need to be really close to your PS5 and already have it installed locally.
Be on the same home network. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Oh, God. The 2023 THQ Nordic Digital Showcase,
Yes.
or as Cesar puts it,
I pulled Richard in this.
as Cesar puts it, they were Oscar-worthy performances across the board.
Oh, man.
What was that?
I was suffering. I was like, Richard, you have to join me. It was so bad.
The one you sent me was horrible. I'm so glad you're here. We need another player. And they're like, was it Trine? It was the new Trine game?
Trying 5, yeah.
Did you...
Pizza guy comes over like, oh, yeah, here.
Brent, you gotta watch that, man. It's like...
It's so-
Gosh.
It's supposed to be a house, but it's like a coffee shop. It's all these random people showing up like out of the middle of nowhere trying to play the game. But they're in a house, and, the pitch is like anybody can sit down and grab a controller and jump into the multiplayer, the co-op, that sort of thing. But it's all these random people. It's like a guy with a briefcase getting off work, and it's like somebody who looks like they would run a coffee shop, and then it's like a student. It's this wide gamut of people that just come in to play Trine. Almost like a Wii commercial, almost.
That's very reminiscent of that, just with the bad voice acting.
Yeah, the voice acting was way up there,
The
too.
Japanese businessmen just show up. We would like to play
I
with you.
like the We Would Like to Play campaign. I thought that was top notch.
But this time, it's just they're handing a controller off to anybody on the street and like, hey, try and.
Oh, no, this is like people. It's like, no, Brand. It's like you playing Trine 5 at your house and then just people coming over that you didn't know. And you're like, oh, you're randomly in my house. Here's a controller.
What are you doing in my house? Here, just play this game.
You're player 2, and then the other one was, what was it, Pikmin 5. I was like, oh, look, I'm watching Pikmin 5.
I was like, what did I just jump into? What am I watching? Cesar was like, I don't know. I just saw Pikmin 5.
Space for Sale is Pikmin 5.
Space for
I'm sitting
Sale.
like, what the fuck is this?
What else did we see? I'll leave the bombshell for last. There's a new South Park game, South Park Snow Day, which is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch. It was announced after the fact. It's coming to Switch. The comments generally said this looks like the South Park fan art that I've seen online or on Tumblr. Gothic 1 is getting a remake. That was kind of a weird trailer. Titan Quest 2 is official. I hope there's not a Centaur, because I've never beat that Centaur in the Steam version of the first one.
No, he's still there.
It's impossible. I'm sure he is.
He's waiting. Yeah,
coming
he's
for your
waiting
ass.
for you.
I blocked, uninstalled, deleted, and donated my key for Titan Quest, so I'll never fight that fucking thing again. I wasted so many hours on it, on a boat. Alone in the Dark got a new character, or got a new trailer, and that focuses on the two playable characters. This comes from IGN, by the way. Last Train Home? I thought this was like a new Railroad Tycoon when I saw it. So think Railroad Tycoon RTS with trains. Outcast, A New Beginning gets a new trailer. I don't know what that is. Pikmin 5, Space for Sale, is getting a closed beta. Tempest Rising has a demo out on Steam right now. I tried to get to it on the Steam Deck and never saw it, so I don't know if that's possible. Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy's new gameplay trailer focuses on multiplayer. Hell yeah, dude. It focused on a multitude of multiple players.
Yeah, dude.
God. Was that IGN making a dig at how crazy that trailer was?
I don't know.
I'll respect his writer if that was their way of doing it. Way of the Hunter, Tika Moon Plains' latest trailer showcases the various in-game locations where you can kill animals, I guess. Wreck Nation. Wreck Nation is an upcoming arcade-style racing game for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. The latest trailers show that players will drive and help craft an open world called Mix World, where you will create these read like Chat GPT answers. Create an open world racing game for me and describe traits from it. It's nonsense. All these games look good. It's like the B tier type titles that THQ's been kind of filling that niche here recently. And then of course the bombshell. And what is that? This is a very cool announcement, by the way.
This is, I mean, I guess it didn't technically leak, but it was talked about in an interview a couple months ago, I feel like now. But now it's official.
We knew about it to certain respects. And, Brant, have you seen the movie yet?
No, I have not.
Damn, Brant.
But the TMNT Last Ronin is getting a video game adaptation.
They say
Brought to you by THQ development being taken care of by Black Forest Games, which is the people that were behind the remakes for Destroy All Humans and Destroy All Humans 2.
Black Forest.
They're also part of Richard's favorite.
I was about to say
That's
they
what it
did
says.
Gianna Sisters
Black
too,
Forest
right?
Games.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what Richard knows them for.
Yeah, that's immediately what came to mind. Oh, it's the Gianna Sisters people. That was a really cool announcement with like the 4 candles representing the turtles like going out. That was pretty neat. They say the game's like God of War style, like the newer 2 God of War games.
Yeah.
Central hub and missions and stuff like that. Which, if you're gonna copy a mechanic or a gameplay style or a shtick, right, that's not a bad one to go after here recently.
It's one to do right.
Brant, what happened to the Pokemon Presents? I need to know
Oh
of
my gosh.
I missed it all. You're the analyst for Pokemon.
Yeah, now live
A bunch of
Pokemon
BS.
correspondent,
So if you're a diehard Pokemon fan, then I'm sure you absolutely loved the Presents. I
am not a diehard
struggled
Pokemon.
through the. I used to be. I really struggled through this 35 minutes. Presents.
Holy shit! It was 35 minutes.
It was 35 minutes.
Oh god.
And most of it wasn't. A lot of it wasn't for the games. So they talked about there's a brand new.
There's more Pokemon outside of games?
There is a brand new animated series that is focusing on the card games that, from what
What is that face?
I'm looking in the article. It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure that this is like it's just on YouTube.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh meets Pokemon.
So,
this is right up Brant's alley. This is going to be Brant's favorite Pokemon
well, no,
thing of all time.
it's about a young girl and her family moves to a new home, to a new town, and she's worried about making friends, and she discovers the Pokemon Club.
Whoa.
And it's, a bunch of kids that all play Pokemon cards together, blah, blah, blah. So it's her, making friends through this
experience,
through the medium of Pokemon cards.
Brant, this is so your game. You are the Vince McMahon gif of like the escalation. There's a new Pokemon game.
It's not a game.
It's not a game.
It's the TCG.
It's a card game. And he's like flying back in the chair.
They did talk about the World Championships taking place in Japan. They showed off some merchandise and things for that. We got a new trailer for Detective Pikachu Returns. Another anime announcement, or I guess animated announcement. This one is for the anime, the Pokemon Horizon series coming soon. Let's see.
Zero Dawn, right?
Is it a
Zero
crossover?
Yeah,
Pokemon
it's got the
Horizon.
dinosaurs.
Zero
Got the
It's only the dinosaur
robotic
Pokemon?
dinosaurs everywhere.
Pokemon.
Probably, I guess the highlight of the show for some of the OGs. The Pokemon games that had been announced for the Nintendo Switch Online, the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy, and
Never played
Pokemon
it.
Stadium 2.
Another TCG.
That Game Boy game is actually pretty good.
You enjoy them?
After I never played it growing up, but after I modded or modified and reshelled one of those Game Boy Colors.
Sounds illicit. You violated your warranty.
It's well out of warranty, buddy.
Nintendo's very angry with
20
him.
plus years out of warranty.
Brand's gonna send it to him. He's like, dude, we can't fix this. You violated your warranty.
We would have been able
But,
to help you fix this Game Boy Color.
we would have rejected you properly if you would have just left it intact.
Yeah, and if Brant had waited like 2 months for the Right to Repair Act to get passed, he would have been okay. Cesar, I mean, I was working retail in that era. Remember all those PS2s that would come with the cut warranty sticker on the back? We wouldn't even look at those. It was like, no. We can't even check those out. It's been open. It's been compromised somehow. We're not even going to hook it up and test it or anything.
I knew I brought it in here. I had to go and get it.
It's just a case, sir.
There you go.
What's in the case? What's in the case?
There we go.
Oh,
yeah, after I did this.
Sir, this is not an officially recognized Pokemon Game Boy Color product.
Violated your warranty.
We're going to ship this back, and we now have you under surveillance.
Yep.
But after I did that, I did play that Pokemon TCG game. It's actually pretty fun.
What?
But both of those games...
Pokemon games does this cover? That's always my thing. Like, which universe is this?
It's the original Pokemon trading card game.
So red and blue
think about,
and yellow.
Think about back to 1995, 96. You started getting Pokemon cards in your hands. We're talking about those.
The OGs.
Yes. Okay. It is literally those cards.
And is it 8-bit renditions of those exact same cards? Like they did a good job with the art style and everything? That's cool.
Yes.
What a job that would be. Take this masterpiece on a card that's a painting and figure out how to 8-bit represent this thing.
And it teaches you like how to actually play the card game. It, puts you basically... It almost kind of mix matches how the video games were to the card game. So it's like you start out, you pick your starting deck, whether you're going water, fire, grass, and then they, tell you, oh, well, you can go over here and, to this group over here, and they specialize in grass, and you can go over there and play the card game with them, and yada, yada, yada. It's pretty good. It's a unique spin on it. And both of those games were announced and dropped like same day.
What about the card game?
Can't take the cards anywhere. Can't take those cards anywhere.
Right there.
You want to play the actual card game?
He's just saying it's more portable than the actual.
It is.
Card
I'm
game,
saying,
right?
Do you want to play the actual portable? Do you actually want to play the card game here?
Sure, why not? I've done it.
Russell's trying to get me into Magic the Gathering, but he hasn't jumped yet either.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm more than happy to play Eye of Judgment with you guys.
I was looking at Eye of Judgment the other day. That would be a fun stream. Wouldn't that be a good time?
I'll play some Eye of Judgment. I still got mine.
Yeah, it was like Star Wars chess. It came to life on the screen. I mean, you still had to have the screen and the camera and the mat and the cards and all that shit, but...
Sad thing is I'm looking at a TV with 45 cameras on it from like 85 different generations.
Do you have a PS3 one on there?
Yeah,
it is on there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you have the iToy though?
It's adjacent to the TV, but
it's not on it.
Ah.
So what's on there is PS3, PS4 with the camera
Connect.
adapter, PS5,
Yep.
Connect 2.0.
That's below, and then you have the
I'm saying
standard. What?
I'm saying he doesn't have a Connect 1.0 hooked up, Brant. I'm gonna throw it out there. Which we do. That's the only one we have hooked up for Just Dance.
And then I have like a Logitech webcam that's hooked up to my Xbox Series X. HD 920.
I think that's what I'm using here. Yes. That's a good one. It's a standard, industry standard.
Let's see. Next up, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Mew and Mewtwo.
Shit, we're still on Pokemon.
Tech update. Are they improving draw distance and all the weird texture? Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
No.
I thought it was going to be
still waiting for those updates, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they haven't even addressed the fact that those games run horribly unless you have them modded in some way.
Are those, I'm going to throw this out there, are those launch titles for the Super Switch or whatever it is? Is it like Scarlet and Violet Plus or whatever they want to call it? Or
they don't do that anymore.
They don't do the third one anymore.
Pokemon Company doesn't do that anymore. They'd rather sell you an expansion pass.
True. That's also true. We saw some news on that too, right?
Yes.
Segway.
You can get your Mew with those exact words. Get your Mew. in the mystery gift menu.
I got my last Mew from Media Play, so unless they're handing out these Mews at Media Play, I'm not interested.
And it's valid until September 18th.
I think I got mine from Toys R Us.
Also not around anymore.
I'm trying to remember where I got mine.
Brent says he got his at FYE.
I got mine
Kmart.
under the I got mine under the truck. I had to push, you push the truck out of the way.
Not Sears,
Not
not
the SSN.
not the Sears video game section. I'm waiting for we should come in and say he got his from Service Merchandise, and then we can complete this.
That is pretty good. I don't know if you remember Service Merchandise though. It's pretty good.
Circuit City, Media Play.
Media Play was the shit though. Oh my god, I love Media Play. And then Fry's. Cesar, we could throw out Fry's.
Yeah.
Cesar and I used to run up there to get import games because that was cheaper than importing them eBay or something like that at the time.
Now look at me. I'm importing 24/7.
I mean, it's way easier than it used to be, right? It's not like...
Oh, I mean, I can order stuff directly from Amazon Japan. It's godsend.
Yeah.
I don't have to sit there like, oh, VPN, Japanese credit card.
And we complain about Play Asia for slow shipping times, but Play Asia now versus like 2004 is completely different as well.
Oh, yeah. It's within 2 weeks now,
Yeah.
man. They're way better now. Yeah.
Just what you were talking about, the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. The first bit, the teal mask, arrives September 13th. We got another look at that. And that wraps up all those announcements from the Pokemon Presents.
Do I plug in my copy of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to get the Mew thing?
Yes. At least to trade it with other people, right? All right, so Boosh says, dang, took my FYE. He remembers FYE. And Thinking Inside the Box says, now all we have left is Micro Center. It's another good one. Micro Center's good.
Yeah.
Micro Center.
Okay, so what was the... Cesar, you may remember this one. There was a store in the mall. It was on the second level. It sounded like Micro Center, but you could rent like PlayStation and Saturn and...
Talking about the one that's near the mall, and they call it Microplay?
Microplay, that was it. I was almost there. Yep. Microplay.
Yeah, I rented a PlayStation from there a couple times.
So did a friend of the show, Andrew Bernard. He went in there to get a Jaguar. I think he was gonna rent a Jaguar, and this guy was like, "No, you got to try this PlayStation, man." And Resident Evil, and he was hooked after that. That story will always stick to me. I think he was after a Jaguar.
That makes sense. That sounds like something you would do. Yeah. That sounds like an Andrew Bernard.
Yeah,
story.
hook me up with that Atari Jaguar at Bubsy 3D.
I do remember going in there many times to rent stuff, and they're just in there just watching fan subs of Dragon Ball Z as they're fighting Cell, like stuff we never got to like 5 or 6 years later. That's all they were doing all day long.
I went to a sidebar on the local game store, but I went into our local game store within this past week. And as I walked in, like I'm looking around, and you're used to the, hello, welcome, did you bring some trades, whatever the normal stuff usually is. And they're way back in the back. This game store also does a bunch of cards and stuff like the TCGs, as Brent was mentioning. I guess this is the TCG episode. It's like the Star Trek TNG. It's like the Next Generation. It's the trading card game episode.
Like the VR one?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. But as I walk in, I'm headed for PS3 stuff, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, is somebody going to acknowledge me? And I see these guys in the back, and they kind of leaned up a little bit, and it was just like the head nod. It was like, what's up? I was like, hey, how are y'all? That was the only acknowledgement. They were just like super deep into the card game back there, and somebody had the Mario movie on, so they were towards the end of the Mario movie, because I heard the Mario Kart sound first, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I look back there, and they're watching the Mario movie, the most recent one, not the Bob Hoskins one. I had to clarify there.
Oh yeah,
just so you know.
I got confused.
Yes,
yeah.
all the actors from this one that I know of are still with us. Not like the '93 one.
Yeah, unfortunately for John Leguizamo, feel sorry.
He's
for
still
him.
around.
I mean, you murdered him just now. So.
No, he's here. I was counting out Bob Hoskins and Dennis Hopper. Bowser. Is the dinosaur dead? The Yoshi, the weird raptor Yoshi.
Dinosaur dead.
I don't know, you just murdered people off that whole movie, man. So
Get rid of the weird raptor Yoshi. What else we got from the show?
That was it. That was
all
of
shit.
The announcements.
Oh, some major bangers in there.
Brent,
that was 35
Brent,
minutes. That was
Brent,
35 minutes.
For summarizing all that for
It
us.
took up 36 minutes of this episode, so I don't know if we did justice to it or disjustice or.
I mean, at this point, we might as well just play it in the background and let people watch it as we talk. So.
Yeah, we've been co-streaming it this whole time. Follow us on, as Thinking Inside the Box mentioned, Mixer. Follow us on Mixer and catch that co-stream. And Beam. I brought up Beam. Mixer was a good-ass platform, man. I miss some Mixer. All right, your PlayStation Plus. This is the mid-month cycle, right? Is this what we got? August 9th.
I think this is just... They're always mid-month, right? Instead of the 3 chosen games for the beginning of the month.
Yes, which we know like a week before the month starts, I guess. Or that first Tuesday.
Usually leaked, yeah. We're all playing our copies of PGA Golf, right? Is that what we're doing right now?
Already platinumed it. What are you waiting on?
Oh,
I won the Grand Slam. I won the Masters. I won the PGA Championship.
Is that all in there? I haven't played a golf game since like '99.
You haven't played a golf game since 90. You mean like an officially licensed type one?
Like an official licensed golf game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you played the hell out of some hot shots.
Let's say,
some hand clap golf.
Yeah.
Mario Golf.
Yeah, Inside the Box said this is the mid period. Not the major titles. I get mixed around. And then somehow we're on August 14th? Like I don't feel like we should be halfway through August all of a sudden. It's like it's flown by.
Well, I was doing fine until you fucking mentioned it.
So. What were they?
I was looking at like, oh, this still could be August 4th.
And it's not.
Just let me have my dreams, man. I come into work and I'm like, I don't know what day of the week this is half the time.
That might be problematic. Might be a drug test may be in your future, sir. Go pee in the cup. Go pee in the cup.
I'll pass.
You're wasting my time. I'm going to waste your time. I'm just going to sit here with the pee cup.
Let's go. I'll just hold it like this. I'm like, I want to test my pee. Yeah.
All right. PlayStation Plus game catalog for August. Your mid-cycle, as pointed out. Sea of Stars.
These are the extra premium.
Is Sea of Stars out?
That should be used.
Okay, because I kickstarted that. I expect a very quick copy.
I also, too, we had this conversation. Feel like I got like 85 digital copies somehow. When I was going through my little backer kit, I was like, damn, did I get this many digital copies? Like, get it here, get it here, get it here. I was like, damn, how many I get? Because I think I had a physical and like 2 digitals. You do have a bunch.
And then they added it to all these subscription services. Game Pass, Game Catalog.
Yeah. It says right there, August 29th is when Sea of Star will become available.
End of the month. And I played the demo of this a couple weeks ago, and this is a fantastic game. It is so good. And it played flawlessly on Steam Deck. As it will on Switch and Xbox and PS4, I'm sure. That was August 29th, you said, for Sea of Stars, a turn-based RPG inspired by the classics. Next up is Moving Out 2 for PS4 and PS5.
Where are you moving out to?
Moving out to somewhere you can't find me.
Anywhere, everywhere.
Moving out to anywhere no one can find me. Of course, it's like a cooperative, zany... I always want to say it's like Four Swords, but I don't know if that reference works for anyone outside of the three of us. Because you could collect the rupees together, and then you could hit the other link and get the rupees from them. So it was like there was some competitiveness in there.
I don't think I got past like 30 minutes in the Four Swords game.
All right, y'all let me know. I might make it a birthday wish that we all get together and play this.
Didn't me and you play like the 3DS one or something like that? That remake. I feel like
you and Russell played the first world of Triforce Heroes, I think it was, and it was not as good as Four Swords.
No, because we didn't play anymore.
Russell and I played through Four Swords on Game Boy multiple times. I have never played the GameCube one. I still want to do the GameCube one.
What about the DSi?
I think that was just a port of the Game Boy side story thing. Yes,
that was the anniversary.
And we got that
right?
for free. That was in the apologetic 3DS period.
Mm-hmm.
Longtime gamers will know the apologetic 3DS period. We took a pay cut. Here's a bunch of free games. There's a whole bunch of new stuff coming out.
Sure, I'll play F-Zero again.
Damn, I want a new F-Zero. Speaking of F-Zero and massive disappointments, Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, coming to PS4 and PS5. Delve into
I don't even know which version of this
Yeah.
is. Is like the second expansion, the third one?
I can't
It's
tell
not
from
the
this
latest one, I
PlayStation
don't
blog
think so.
post. I would think they would
Yeah.
not be giving away the newest one. I think they would try to get people to catch up, right? That's how usually these subscription services go. Let's give them a piece of something recent and see if they will pony it up for the Snoop Dogg skin.
What is it?
Delve into Savathan's throne world to uncover the mystery of how she and her Lucent Hive stole the light. Bungie ass description.
means, any
Learn the
sort
secrets
of
to creating new weapons,
those
the
are
new
just
glaive,
words,
and survive the truth within her web of lies. Is she a spider?
Oh, that came out in 2022.
So it's more.
Okay.
Is that the most recent one? Is that it?
I'm looking. I do not know the
Live
Destiny
corrections.
2 lore, so hold on.
Thinking Inside the Box says people are pissed with Bungie over dismal releases. I have been since Destiny 1.
Yeah.
Oh, they lost me with I was expecting all this deep lore and this world building, and everything was, oh, grab this card and scan the code and go online and
Grind.
figure out the lore. Yeah. And let's go kill the purple eyeball
Alright,
18 times a day so we can maybe get a better weapon. No, this is not a good time.
So yeah, Lightfall is the one that came out this year. So the Witch Queen was last year. Next year is the final
Aren't
shape,
they-
whatever that's supposed to mean.
Aren't these all recycling? Wasn't there like the Taken Queen and Darkfall?
I don't know, man. I mean, I told you my coworker was like the two where they literally would go through the updates like in a weekend, and he just gave up on it. Like I think the last time I talked to him, he just plays Warzone all the time now. He's like he gave up on.
But they've got to
Destiny
have
2,
whales. So like, what are the whales getting out of the? You buy the expansion pass. Is that their progress for financial investment?
It's similar to like what the similar to like what he does. Yeah, because you buy the expansions, but like they would go through them in the weekend.
Right, but then
Like, it wouldn't even
I
last
mean,
that
this
long.
is your hardcore Destiny player before that, right? How are they making money off this
Mm-hmm.
player after that? Are there skins? Are there? Yeah.
I don't know, because literally like I told you, my coworker only played when the updates came out. Like he would just, I don't know what the fuck he did in that game. I just like him. They just wanted that Halo gameplay. That's what they played for a while. After that, they just got bored with it because the updates were lacking.
And
Outside of that, I
yeah,
don't
the content was just slowly drip fed, so slow, because it's. I mean, we play Warzone, we play PUBG, we're hanging out, laughing, talking to each other, right? That's the whole gist behind it. So if you have the good gameplay behind it, it's just a social space. But there was not anything more to keep. And maybe it's something to look at again. And live service games have learned so much since the first Destiny and even the second one. Bungie's learned a lot.
I'll just get in when Marathon comes
Yeah.
out and start fresh.
That would be a good clean slate. And some actual lore. I think Destiny's going to get some kind of crazy overhaul. Because next year's the 10th anniversary of the whole franchise, isn't it? Wasn't it 2014?
I have no idea.
I bet next year is a complete overhaul. Next up, past the Taken Queen. I'm sorry, the Witch Queen. Lost Judgment. It's the follow-up to Judgment.
And the weird hand placement.
Very
on the
bizarre.
fan thing.
Destroy All Humans 2. Reprobed. That's the second Destroy All Humans reference for the show. Oh, come here for all your Destroy All Humans news and needs. We have it. We will reprobe you with these news and needs. 2 Point Hospital, Jumbo Edition. Source of Madness.
Sure.
Curse to Golf. Dreams. We all got that for free last month, right?
I think it's.
That is this month. That is one of the main ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were in September already. PJ Masks, Hero of the Light. Hotel Transylvania, Scary Tale Adventures. What year is this? Where all this stuff is relevant. Lawn Mowing Simulator, Landmark Edition. Spellforce 3 Reforced. Midnight Fight Express.
Spellforce 3 Reforced.
Spellforce 3 Reforced is a unique mix of an epic RPG storyline blended with accessible real-time strategy elements designed to offer a riveting console experience to fans and newcomers alike. They're throwing shade at us by calling it a console experience. Create your own hero and choose between distinct skill trees, raise your own army and fight epic mass battles, and immerse yourself in a rich world. Unravel the secrets behind the current situation in Northander. Unravel the secrets behind the current situation. Like, it could change. in Northander. Explore EO, a fully realized world filled with interesting characters and heart-wrenching stories. You could also go to...
I'm already wrenching in the heart.
You can also go to Walmart and experience the same thing. Midnight Fight Express and your PlayStation Premium Classics titles. All right, here we go. Medieval Resurrection, which is the PSP title, if I remember correctly, for PS4 and PS5. Sir Dan the Brave, or whatever his name was. As he gets murdered immediately. Yeah. Sir Dan Fortescue.
It's like the first arrow, right? That killed his ass, right?
But they made him the hero of Galamir. Ape Escape on the Loose, another PSP title. Pursuit Force Extreme Justice, another PSP title. Okay. We got 3 PSP games in your Premium Classics collection. I own, as I'm sure the 3 of us all do, physical copies of all 3 of those. I don't know if that behooves me, except for it's super convenient to just fire up the games. We lost Brant. We wait for Brant to come back.
No, keep going. He'll be back.
Thinking Out the Box says, as much as they learn, they unlearn it feels regarding Bungie. I play nothing new, but boy oh boy do I hear about it from a lot of sources. That is also us. We are outside of the... Yeah.
War. Destiny. Lifestyle.
Of the Bungieverse.
I just know my coworker gave up on it, so he was like adamant about being in that.
I mean, I think you and Russell made it to those first couple expansions, and once Jeremy said Brant went to battle. He just walked off on the TCG battling. I saw what that game was, and it just wasn't for me. I'm not dogging that out for anybody else, but I was like, I have no reason to go back in there, and if these people are complaining about it every time, what are you doing? Go find something else. Don't keep beating your head against the wall hoping these next expansions will be better and better. But we shall see. See if Sony injects some Destiny money in there. Brant's hoping he'll be back in a second. I'll kick off games played. What? No PUBG. No Warzone wins since last week. We got 3 on that Saturday. Yeah, that statement was still accurate, wasn't it? No PUBG wins. Actually, I've been playing on the slide trying to get better. You know my last win on PUBG, right? Stadia.
Yeah, we all know.
I went out on top.
Stop talking about. You're like that old man in the bar that's all talks about your
No, I'm Uncle Rico throwing the football for the camera. Like, I could throw this football over these fucking hills back in the day. When I was in school, man, I could throw this ball in there.
And then get the time machine and shoot balls.
Live the full dream. Oh, man. Yeah, no wins. We had some good rounds. I mean, it was fun still. I feel like we're losing a lot more of the 1v1s, and I'm not sure what's changed there. I feel like in the street shootouts, I'm getting beat. At least it's me. Maybe it's not us. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I suck. Go ahead and tell me since I'm right here in front of God and friends and coworkers and everybody else. Tell me I suck.
Oh, I know I do. I don't get it either, so as I get gunned down immediately. I'm like, after I shoot 45 bullets into them and they shoot me twice, I'm like, I guess they're just all headshots. Sure.
Thinking Inside the Box says the Uncle Rico scenario is the glory days. DAZE days. We see what you did there. On Brant's recommendation from last week, I downloaded Batman Arkham Asylum on my Steam Deck. A couple extras.
You know, you did a lot.
I was not done with the setup, but it only had like 2 more steps left to go. And I'm maybe an hour into that. Joker's kind of started unleashing all his minions and things like that. And I got stuck. I didn't know where to go. So I've spent like 15 of those minutes just running around the hallways as Batman. There's a very super stylistic animation of Batman running down the hallways, and his cape fills up the whole screen and everything.
They're going to say $15 on the strategy guide.
My strategy guide has a Best Buy sticker. I'm assuming I paid 1 cent for that Best Buy strategy guide at some point. Yep. Sure. But Batman's like, oh, I guess I have to do this the hard way. Because an elevator comes crashing down. And I'm like, okay, there's stairs in here. I guess I'm going up the stairs. So I go around to the other side of the room and I go up the stairs and there's nothing there. It leads to nothing. And I'm like, where am I supposed to go? What do I do? So I looked at the strategy guide, and apparently you grapple up the elevator. Does that
Yeah.
sound right? Okay. But I especially feel like an idiot because I Googled it, and it was like Batman, where to go after elevator, Arkham Asylum. And everybody's posts are like, Arkham Asylum part 44 out of 47. I'm like, no, I'm not that far. I need like part 2 out of 47. I'm not that far into the game. I got to figure out where to go. So apparently I have to grapple up the elevator. So that'll be my next move. I didn't play anything else on Steam Deck. Friend of the show, Russell, was over here yesterday, and we had at one point, I know Brent wants to play Final Fantasy 9, but we started like...
Final Fantasy 4 finally. After
No, he's talking about 4. We're playing 9. We're literally playing 9.
What? How did y'all get there? How do you subtract? How did you?
We
have
only
5?
play every
What
5th,
happened?
4th and a half Final Fantasy. We started maybe 2 months ago, and we're just outside of the flamenco scene with the sword fighting, trying to impress the nobles, that sort of thing. So we finished up the play and got out of the play in the Prima Vista, and the princess wants to be kidnapped. We were sent to kidnap the princess, but she actually wants to be kidnapped. Brent, you have not played this game at all, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I won't go too much further into this. We actually could not put this game down and ended up 3 hours further into the story, which is much further than any of the recent like pickups and just kind of mess around with that game that I've done in a long time. Brant, I would argue play this on the original hardware because it is 2 players. You can assign 2 characters out of your party of 4, and those are the 2 characters you're in charge of during battles. So player 1 will still like move Zidane around and interact with chests and progress the story and hit X and that sort of thing. There's no voice acting in this one. But when you're in battles, each person has 2 players, and we have had so much fun with this strategy. He and I are playing in the same room. We're next to each other, and we'll talk about like, okay, you need to heal after this one, or what do you want to do with this? Do you want to waste some MP? Do you want me to use my item to raise your MP? Do you want to use an ether here? That sort of thing. And just talking back and forth with the strategy, we've had so much fun with it. Like it's almost like a totally different game playing in this way. We're invested in the story. Vivi's got all sort of interesting backstory we're diving into, and it's awesome, man. It's a very special game. Play on your CRT back there, Brant. It's the way to go. It looks fantastic. Because to get it up and running it'll run natively on Steam Deck, but it looks like butt. And there's a thing called a Musuri mod, something like that. That's the one. There's a couple extra steps to get mods on it to make it look decent on Steam. And this one I'm very happy with. Load speeds are super fast. You're never too far from a place to save, so that hasn't been aggravating. We had a boss kill us from not calculating some moves appropriately. But the pacing of this game has just been so much fun. And he and I experiencing... Like, I wish we had done this back when it came out. That would have been awesome. But we're having a really good time with it. For the record, I know people out there are going to want to know who's who. I am Garnet, the princess, and I am Zidane, the main character. And Russell is Steiner and Vivi. I had to give him Vivi. That is his favorite Final Fantasy character. I think... Well, he likes Red 13 like I do, but I know he's a big Vivi fan. But that has been a lot of fun experiencing 2 players, and I did not think it would be as entertaining as it is. And you get a little icon up in the top right corner that'll tell you which controller it is. It'll tell you player 1 or player 2, like whose move set it is to put it in to input. But you got to talk about it. Like, Brant, I wouldn't have attacked there. I could have used some healing. Like, there's some discussion that goes on back and forth where maybe in a turn-based RPG you wouldn't have that level of strategy. Almost like... that's selling it short, but almost like streaming content where you're voicing things and it's going through the process, but it's way more connected having my brother there and us figuring that stuff out together. But it's been great so far. He texted me today. He's like, I can't wait to pick it up and continue. So then, of course, me being the big brother, I send back, man, I played the next 6 hours. The story gets crazy. He's like, damn you. I was like, no, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to you, man. I couldn't do that to you. I just saved over your memory card. I saved over the true big brother task. But those are my games played this week.
It's like that bullshit I did in Renee where I landed kill Laura Croft every time.
Oh, you saved her. She's like screaming and dying and plummeting to her death.
Yeah. Every time he loaded it, he just died.
You did play.
He got pissed at me.
Hey, you did play some more Final Fantasy 16.
I did play some more 16. You're right. Yes, a certain character. It came to blows with a certain character, and they are now
Infirmed.
Yes, their traditional piano playing career may be at an end as they can no longer tickle the ivories or tickle anything else. That was also my first thought. Like, wow, it's not gonna go well. This character, in a fit of rage, kept banging their newly found Luke Skywalkers up against the ground, and like eventually made rocks start falling down and all sorts of stuff. So that was a bit intense. Yes, Brant, thanks for reminding me. I played a good bit of 16. And I downloaded the official soundtrack for Final Fantasy 16 through those same sailing methods and put them on my iPod video, as one does, for 8 CDs of music that you want to listen to at one time. It is very convenient to have all that in one place. Yeah. Thanks for touching on that, Brant. Yeah, some more 16. My clock is at 16 hours. I thought I played way more than that. I'm shocked.
That sounds like Bram. Bram was like moving that quickly in his.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I feel like I've been playing this forever. And I guess it's just like 2 hours here, 2 hours here, 2 hours here, and I've been spreading it out, but it's still great. You can't select the hunt board quests. Like, I thought I could just pick a hunt board thing, and they make you have to go look for those things.
Find them.
Yeah, you go there. It just kind of tells you about it. And you have to go.
Which is actually kind of nice, because I thought I was doing something wrong. So then when I read up on it, and they're like, no, they're just giving you a general vicinity. You have to go find the thing. I was like, okay, I respect that. That's pretty cool. I thought I would just pick up a mission and go. But it's like one of the times in these type of games where you don't have a blinking cursor telling you where to go, or a map arrow or something. That is kind of cool. But yes, those are my games played. Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 16, Warzone 2.0. Can't wait for Warzone 3.0, because this game, I already beat this game a couple times. I'm ready for the next one. Or a new map. We are getting remember the original island, Al Mazrah? They're going to make Resurgence maps out of portions of that. So it'll be in the Resurgence rotation, but it'll just be like one section of that giant map, which I think will be some cool variety.
Like 4 maps or something.
I think, if I read that right, that's coming up in this new season. The Snoop Dogg season.
How many days we got?
50 something, I want to say. Because we just got all of our hip hop stuff.
Shit. Yeah.
Do you think they'll launch a Warzone 3.0 with the new Modern Warfare 3? No? Just keep Warzone its own separate thing?
Because of what they've done with the last Warzone, and you brought none of those operators with you. So I think they did mention that you keep your operators in this coming update. So
gotcha.
I think it's still going to be 2.0.
So if you had bought Snoop Dogg for the first Warzone, he did not come over to the new one, and that pissed people off? Okay.
That is correct. I have no idea.
I can see that making the people angry. I'd be mad if I paid for Snoop Dogg.
I'll be mad if my KD can't come over.
Yes.
It's like him staying with the
KD is the Warzone 2.0 exclusive.
Mm-hmm. For me, other than the losing rounds of Modern Warfare, I haven't had much time to play. I really haven't had much time to play.
Just losing at Modern Warfare, as we do.
Yeah, that's pretty much been the majority of my time. I've been fiddling with Tales of Symphonia on PS4, but that's just me doing death by 1,000 cuts and just doing like a remote play in bed before I go to bed. So it's like I got nowhere with the game outside of started the whole world regeneration and after Lloyd gets kicked out of town for helping a human at the human ranch, and he's been wanted by the Defiance.
Is that early on?
So
okay.
Like I just met up with Colette and Kratos, and we're about to go to the first dungeon, which involves Ifrit. So, which is the desert area. That's literally probably like the first 3 hours. I don't know how many times I've beat and played this game. So it's the only thing I've noticed is that the load times suck. So,
but it's still a comfort food game. One to dip back into.
Yeah, it's a very much a PS3 port. So that's pretty much what it is. So. Yeah, that was it for me. So I'll kick it over to you, Brant.
Um, well, like Richard said, I talked him into, or enticed him into Batman Arkham Asylum, which I probably came home every day this week and just played a little bit. And I beat it just a couple of days ago. It's a perfect game for the Steam Deck. It runs so good. Minimal extra setup. I don't know really why they need extra setup, and they say it's not even. It's one of those games that doesn't show up compatible, but it's once you get it running, it's perfect. I've since moved to Arkham City. Arkham City is a little bit different. Even with all of the recommended settings and everything, I've dropped it down to like a locked 30 FPS, and there's still times that like I go into a cutscene or come out of a cutscene and it jitters really bad. There's some slowdown there. Because it's this massive open world, open sandbox area with the buildings you can walk into. Every time you walk into a building, there's a pretty substantial load time on the Steam Deck.
Is it Half-Life 2 Xbox load time bad?
Yeah.
I walk backwards and have to go through 10 minutes of loading again. Fuck.
The first time I did it, I thought the game froze.
Oh.
Because I sat at that loading screen so long. I played the game for a couple hours and I was just like, I kept going through these loading screens. I was like, let me just time one of them. And one of them, I mean, it was like 41 seconds. So, I mean, it was almost a minute to get through one loading screen. I'm pretty sure that the first one I sat on it had to have been a minute because I just sat there and started like looking at something else on my phone before I finally heard it come out of that. I'm like, whoa! I thought that was. I was like, I thought that was like straight up frozen.
But you played the waiting game and it worked.
Yeah. I was just waiting to see because it was still spinning because there's like a little Batman logo in the corner and it just spins. I'm like, if it doesn't come out of it in at least a minute or two, I know it's screwed. But obviously it's still going if that little Batman logo is spinning. So, but yeah, it was. But so far I'm still having fun with it. Those two little issues aside. And this one even says it's playable on the Steam Deck. It's got the little yellow logo next to it, but it definitely runs a little bit worse than
I have learned, as I'm sure you guys have, that playable, unsupported, verified means absolutely nothing. Where there's a will, there's a way, most likely. Even the verified stuff, like I still can't get the Castlevania Anniversary Collection to run right. And it's like $350 right now on Games Planet, if one of y'all could try that out.
That's crazy, because I tried it out for you and mine plays fine.
What do I have to do? Is there like a re-verify or just uninstall maybe? Uninstall, reinstall?
I uninstall and reinstall probably, because I forgot to tell you, I fired mine up and it played just fine.
Ass. Pure ass on mine.
I mean, it's just because you've been shitting on Konami for the last.
We all have been. What makes you excluded from that, and yours runs flawlessly?
Mine runs flawlessly because I am excluded from
it. As I always have a Konami title facing the screen for every episode we do.
Yep.
Don't hate.
It has to be all Konami titles that I face out.
Not the THQ Blood in the Sand.
Is it THQ? It sure is. You're looking at it.
But yeah, I don't know. I did see that you can basically get all of those games working, including Arkham Origins, and Arkham Knight, which I'm sure. when Arkham Knight came out, the PC port was pretty bad. I know that it's gotten better. So it'll be interesting to see if I actually play through that one all the way. Just depending on
But you're making pretty good progress in City.
Oh yeah.
I remember when that came out.
Very,
It was
very
all about some Arkham City. Yeah.
Arkham City is great.
Yeah.
Might have been your game of the year that year. You were raving about Arkham City.
It was either that or Resistance 3.
Another good game.
I love me some Resistance 3.
But yeah, other than some Batman and some embarrassing Warzone, that's
straight
all we-
embarrassing Warzone.
Oh, well, I mean, we never got out of the top 10, so it's
Competent,
we never
competent
had
Warzone.
Yeah, competent
Subpar?
Warzone, I guess. It's not like we dropped and immediately got murdered.
Oh, we've done that. We've done that before.
We've done that.
We've been those people. All right, is that it, sir? Is that it for us?
I think that's it.
Right north of an hour, not bad. And some new some new community engagement, employee engagement.
People now.
Employee training.
Yeah, I put in the chat. I was like, you keep messing around, you're gonna be demoted to guest host. So it's gonna happen. Keep messing around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Adios.